Next on Worcester News Tonight, saying goodbye to a hero. Thousands come to the wake of Worcester firefighter Christopher Roy. Plus, fire departments in the area are helping out this weekend to give Worcester Fire time to mourn their fallen brother. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brittany Schaefer. The community is saying their final goodbyes to Christopher Roy this weekend. The firefighter's wake is taking place today, and his funeral is Saturday morning. The 36-year-old died battling a 5-alarm fire earlier this week. Today, thousands were at St. John's Catholic Church paying their respects. Our Cam Jandro is there now. He joins us live with the details. Cam?
Yeah, Brittany, a sad day for the city of Worcester, Worcester Fire Department, and of course the family of fallen firefighter Christopher Roy. Earlier today, just a few hours ago, thousands lined up outside St. John's Church here in the city of Worcester to pay respect to a fallen hero. But for the Worcester Fire Department, it's just another devastating day in the month of December. Worcester firefighters say goodbye to fallen brother Christopher Roy.
Between today and tomorrow, we're going to have an appropriate send-off for Chris to show the way the fire service comes together to take care of one of its brothers.
More than 400 Worcester firefighters walked through St. John's Church to pay their respects. Thousands from fire departments across the state waited in line to show support for the city and the Roy family.
The outpouring of support from this community has been humbling. It's been truly outstanding in so many different forms.
Fire Chief Michael Lavoie says the department has been in contact with the Roy family, as well as the men and women of the Worcester Fire Department.
It takes its toll. We've already gone through it. We know what happens mentally as the days go on.
Since 1999, Worcester Fire has tragically lost 8 firefighters in the line of duty. All 3 fires happening in early December.
It's a compounding effect, and it's a difficult time for them.
We just need to keep an eye on our guys, to keep them all safe and basically well.
Hundreds of friends and community members attended the wake to celebrate the life of Christopher Roy.
Of what a great man he was. He died doing something he wanted to do his whole life.
Only the fire service understands what it is that we do every day.
Now, Lavoie says that the Roy family does have a liaison to make sure they have everything they need through this process. He also says that it's important for the community to understand the sacrifice that Christopher Roy made for them. Funeral services here at St. John's Church will begin tomorrow at 10 a.m. Live in Worcester tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
A memorial fund set up for Roy's 9-year-old daughter opened on Monday. The information on how to donate is on the screen. Checks made out to the Ava Roy Fund can be mailed to the Worcester Fire Department Credit Union. Earlier Friday, the street was lined with people saluting the fallen firefighter as his casket left the Alfred Roy and Sons Funeral Home on its way to St. John's. Some along the route as young as 3 years old were paying their respects. Our Olivia Lemon has the story.
Elementary school students among the dozens who lined Hammond Street as fallen Worcester firefighter Christopher Roy's procession left Alfred Roy and Sons Funeral Home. The 36-year-old died earlier this week battling a 5-alarm fire.
The whole city of Worcester is devastated by the loss of firefighter Roy.
Students from St. Peter Central Catholic School gathered to pay their respects to firefighter Roy.
We prayed for firefighter Roy and his family each and every day, and it seemed right to show our respect and to teach children about respect by stepping out today and standing in silence as the motorcade went by.
Principal Meg Chrysonis knows the Roy family. She says her daughter graduated with Christopher's brother, Jay.
I remember his mom and dad, and I remember Chris, but we knew Jay because he graduated from St. Peter Marian with my daughter.
Arthur Dolan held the American flag for Friday's procession to honor all firefighters, especially those who have died in the line of duty.
It's a very emotional time for all of us, especially for those of us who have firefighters in our family.
Dolan's brother retired from the department 2 years ago, was a district chief when firefighter John Davies passed away in 2011, and was a captain during the cold storage warehouse fire.
He and his men from Webster Square Station We're on the second floor when the all-out was sounded because they realized that 6 firefighters were missing.
He says holding the flag is a small way to pay his respects. He knows how tough a loss can be for firefighters and the whole community.
Great sadness, thinking of all the firefighter families in the past that have lost their loved ones and how this will bring back memories of what happened to them.
Aunt Roy's funeral will be held at St. John's Church as well Saturday morning. Firefighters from across the state and country are expected to attend. The funeral begins at 10 a.m. A traffic advisory is in effect with many roads being closed starting at 8 o'clock. Green Street and all roads leading to it will be closed, along with a portion of Harding Street. Immediately following the ceremony, Roy will be buried at Notre Dame Cemetery. Fire departments throughout the area will be staffing the city's firehouses to give Worcester Fire time to grieve. Firefighters from 25 different departments will be here to help, including some retired Worcester firefighters. And as our Rosalind Flaherty explains, there will be no shortage of support.
Area fire departments are giving Worcester's firefighters a chance to mourn. They will be covering all of the city's firehouses before and after the funeral of Christopher Roy.
It's what we can do in actions in terms to support our brother and sister firefighters in Worcester.
Firefighters from 25 different departments will be taking over the stations for a 25-hour period. Auburn Fire Chief and District 7 Representative Stephen Coleman says there has been no shortage of support, and they will continue to be there for the Worcester Fire Department.
The reality is, in sort of the shining light in this is we know that the Worcester Fire Department and the city of Worcester would do this for any community across this Commonwealth.
Retired Worcester firefighters like John Griffin will also be on hand. They will be on the trucks directing the best route in case of an emergency.
You go to frequent calls in the same area quite a bit, so you know those, and you might have to dust the cobwebs off.
The retired lieutenant has experienced tragedy. He was working when 6 firefighters died in the cold storage warehouse fire and was on the department when John Davies died.
Opens up those old wounds, that you're put in the back of your mind because you go back to work, you try and get it done, but you're always thinking of those guys.
He wants people to know the city will be protected while the Worcester Fire Department takes this time to remember a fallen brother.
This is a tough time. There might be some emotional strains that, affect people, but, all in all, the men and women of the Worcester Fire Department are here to protect them, and they're going to continue to do that.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
And we will have live coverage for the funeral of Christopher Roy here on Charter TV3. Our coverage begins at 10 a.m. from St. John's Church. While firefighters try to cope with the loss of their brother Christopher Roy, a bill aims to secure services and support for them. The state Senate has approved a bill ensuring privacy for first responders getting peer counseling. Senator Michael Moore says a lack of confidentiality has prevented some first responders from getting the help they need.
We've been trying to destigmatize people trying to seek help from mental health services, and the whole time yet we've had these first responders who see some of the most horrific things, and we've just kind of left them out there in the wind.
The Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts offers peer counseling for their members and has been working to get the bill passed. They say it's a much-needed measure for the state's first responders.
So this will be an added protection to those counselors, and quite frankly to our members, it'll give them the opportunity and the security to open up to their peers and kind of discuss what's going on in their lives and what they're dealing with.
The bill now moves on to the House before reaching the governor's desk. The jury is in, and the verdict for a man accused of killing an armored car guard in Worcester is not guilty. Friday, a jury of 12 people acquitted Ralph Demasi of the 1991 murder. Prosecutors say Edward Morlock was carrying bags of money from a Shaw supermarket when he was gunned down and killed. The now 82-year-old career criminal will walk away a free man. The Pawtucket Red Sox management was in Worcester Friday hearing feedback from fans on their new stadium. President Dr. Charles Steinberg spoke to the Joe Schwartz Little League. The event aimed to get feedback from softball and baseball players in the city for Polar Park. Construction for the new stadium is set to start in July. Steinberg says the AAA affiliate loves listening to the community, and what better feedback than from those who play the game.
We're building this ballpark for them, and when they then tell you these stream of consciousness ideas, they are humorous, they're imaginative, and there's some really good ideas that we're getting.
I think the beauty of these fan plan meetings is that he's actually listening and paying attention to even some of the bizarre ideas that the kids have. But I think in the end we're going to see that he actualizes a lot of the ideas that are coming from the youth that we have.
Some of the children's ideas tonight were a manual scoreboard, monster wall with seating, and a water slide. A Worcester couple is set to hit the stage this weekend for the Christmas Carol at the Hanover Theater. The pair have been dating for 12 years and have been performing the play for almost as long. And as our Gretchen LaRosa explains, the Christmas performance has something for everyone.
It's a unique way to spend Christmas. On stage performing for thousands, including their loved ones. For Steve Gagliastro and Annie Cairns, Christmas takes place on stage of the Hanover Theater.
Our families are all close by in the area and they come and see the show, and they're so proud that we're a part of this production, and that I feel like that helps with our relationship as well.
We're often not in the same time zone, so it's beautiful that we're able to actually do a show together, and being home for Christmas, being together, doing a show together, I think it's strengthened our relationship.
The Worcester couple has been together for 12 years. They have both been a part of the production of A Christmas Carol at the Hanover Theater for nearly a decade.
And forget about the unimportant things, and that people and humanity and helping others is, maybe we can carry that through the year, not just the holiday season.
3 of the 12 performances are student matinee shows. The couple says roughly 6,000 students will be in attendance, and for most, it will be their first theater performance.
So we have an obligation not only to the future audiences, but to these students to show them that this storytelling, this live storytelling, which is the oldest art form there is before there was written languages, is incredibly important, and there's nothing like live performances.
The couple were named associate directors this year because of their devotion to the production. They say this particular show mirrors the changes Worcester is seeing.
The fact that we're drawing people in, we're drawing them to this story, which is about redemption, and that's exactly what's happening in Worcester. It's coming up from sort of the ashes of into the next. We're really leading the charge.
They both play big roles on stage, and the play plays a big role in their Christmas tradition. While Annie Cairns plays the role of Mrs. Cratchit, her husband Steve says he'll have to come to the show to find out what mystery role he plays. In Worcester, Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.